Welcome in. It is the ATB show. You can go to atbshow.com. You can subscribe, like, share, comment. We are brought to you by our dear friends Joe and Leslie at AAA Work Trucks. You've got Rubber Shoes and myself. He's in beautiful downtown LA. I'm in beautiful downtown Portsmouth. Everyone's in hair and makeup. And you know what? I feel like I'm just gonna say it out loud. I know Scotty's detained because he has all the short people because the wife is in Paris because she has an amazing job. That's a run-on sentence, also a complete sentence. Although, William, I have to imagine if we had a different result at about 10:28 on Sunday night, we might have had some more people that wanted to play with us today. I feel like it would have been a little bit of it would have been a sexier conversation that people would have wanted to lean into. But nonetheless, we are here to have the conversation that has been browbeat over the last 36 to 48 hours. Not great. We're going to lead with football. We're going to lead with the Patriots. Going back to childhood, when you had something on your plate you didn't want to eat, just eat your vegetables. Eat the frog. Get it out of the way.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, rip the Band-Aid, the proverbial Band-Aid. So my initial takeaways, I'm going to go back to what I thought would happen and why I was confident that the field would tilt in our direction. I thought for sure that Drake would have the game that he hadn't had yet. And I thought for sure that, not that I watched the entire playoff run of Sam Darnold. I guess I suppose I did because he had one less game than Drake did. I thought for sure that Sam Darnold would stop having the success that he was having. And not that he was perfect, although 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, not bad, and great yardage. I don't have off the top of my head. My point in what was my lead indicator that we were in trouble is when he was throwing in to triple coverage, quadruple coverage, and he was completing them. I'm like, okay, like the football gods are obviously betting heavy in the other direction. That was a challenge.
I mean, he had 202 yards passing. He wasn't great.
He did exactly what he needed to do with Walker at running back and with the defense that he could lean on, 4,000%. Flowers for you, William Francis. If I think by a centimeter on each throw, Gonzo was looking at maybe 3 picks. And if he doesn't make those 3 knockdowns, those 3 stops, those 3 near interceptions, it would have been 68-2. And the fact that he's going into his renewal year, I saw a great post from Pat's Perfect is the account, and they said every fucking penny. And it's so true. Like back up the Brinks truck, like whatever he says. And I know we have a lot of work to do, and obviously I'm sure you have your thoughts, so that's what we're going to get into. I think the big question mark is, does Will need to slide into guard? And do we need to go and pursue through free agency another left tackle? Drake, I'm not worried about at all. And here's why. I think he came from a university that didn't have a ton of success. He wasn't playing extra games. The longest season he's ever played, he was still hurt. He had admitted, whether ownership wanted him to or not, he admitted immediately after the game his shoulder was shot up. Because I asked him how it felt. He's like, can't feel anything. Actually, I got shot up before the game. And there's also the rumblings out there that Will Campbell had a completely torn ACL, or I thought the MCL was the injury, but you knew he wasn't right. It's on TV right now because of course it is. He got his lunch money stolen, and that was a challenge. So I think if there's a blame pie, I'm going to go on the inconsistency of our left tackle, the left-hand side of the line, our quarterback not efficiently getting rid of the ball, and you could argue he didn't have time to, but there were times that he could have been more.
Right. There was sometimes he held on a little too long.
And there just wasn't a game plan. There was no imagination on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything new. And I don't want 38 gadget plays in the Super Bowl. You're going to see something that they haven't seen because you have to save something for Christmas Day. But there was nothing protective. And if nothing else, you pull Will, and I love Will, and I think he's going to go into the lab, and I think he's going to come out stronger than ever. In the moment, you almost have to pull him like he's having a bad start. You just get the pitcher off the mound, and you could have put Love back in. That's a kid's name, right? Love, yes. Could have put him back in, and then we could have just run a little more heavy on the left side and thrown a tight end there just to help out, or a
Yeah.
fullback in the tight end position. It was the inability to make adjustments at the half was fascinating. I just fascinated by it.
Yeah, and that they kept when they did, and you figure the majority of the game they were only rushing 4 guys. We couldn't handle their 4-man rush. And then when they sent an extra guy,
Oh, and
Drake may
yeah,
get
the
killed.
safety
Yeah.
off the corner. I mean,
Um, I think that's my biggest question the whole playoff run, because it was the same thing against Denver, same thing against Houston. That it was the Campbell getting beat,
mm,
and they had no answer. No, they didn't devise anything to get Drake out, like roll him out and have
mhm,
him have a chance. Also, the fourth quarter, they ran at pace, little no huddle.
mm,
They got things going. It's like why not like try something?
yep,
It's like
yep,
the bare bones wasn't working. You got to try
no,
something. And so,
yeah,
but I know that they were still close enough. They were just I think they were hopeful that they're going to get a turnover on
yes,
defense. Which they never did, and um, they didn't want to panic and then have a turnover. And when they started to go for it, he threw the pick. They actually there was yeah, it went down as a pick six, because he got hit and he caught it in the air and returned it for a touchdown, so it went as a pick
mm,
six.
mhm,
So when that happened, that was kind of like the air kind of went out of the sails there,
mhm.
where it's like they started to look decent. They got a touchdown, but that was, I think, once that happened, that was it. That
I think
wasn't gonna
Corey.
be a comeback at that point.
Yeah, I think Corey had thrown something in the show chat, and I right after he put that in there, I was like, tonight's not our night. And there
Yeah,
wasn't a piece of me that said Atlanta could still happen. Like it was just there were so many indicators that this just was not our night.
yeah, yeah.
And that
And
was
I think Drake was hurt more than, I mean,
1,000%.
basically. So I explained this to someone. They're like, "Oh, Drake was." They said something was like, "Yeah, he got shot at." It's like basically when you go to a dentist and you get Novocaine and you can't feel your face. That's what his shoulder was like. He couldn't feel his
Correct.
shoulder.
Correct.
So that's got to be very strange, like trying to go
Yeah.
out there and play and not, and that explains why some of the passes were a little off.
Yep. Well, fascinating. Like how quickly do they get? And I don't know what they did when he had the MCL injury for Will, but if either of them or both of them need invasive surgery, how quickly do they do that? And I know a lot of stuff is orthoscopic and they're going to go in with a couple of needles and a scope and they're
Yeah,
in and out in 10 minutes. Yes. And like, let's get that over with if something needs to be done. And above and beyond that, when he was in like, because I didn't hear that he got shot up until late yesterday, I think, because I was in my bubble here at work. Like I don't have the sound up at all. So I didn't know that had come to pass because I didn't listen. As soon as the confetti fell, I shut her down for the night. I'm like, I need to get some rest. So I didn't do any post game. I would have been up until 4 a.m. if it was a different game. You
yeah,
know that. I would have watched all of the things. And I didn't have that, but I did see, then I saw footage early Monday morning here at the office, and he had a patch over his shoulder. You could see under his gear shirt, like his pullover under his shoulder pads, he had a big patch, like where he had been shot, or maybe they put like a heating pad on it. That could have been post game
yeah,
too,
yeah,
but there was more to the story. So there's some justification, and you feel a little bit better, not much better, but a little bit better knowing that, and nobody's 100%, according to Coach Vrabel, which I appreciate, that he was really dinged up. Will was really dinged up. The concern with Will and with him is how scarred are they going to be as young as they are?
yeah.
Men between the ears, the 5.5 inches between their ears, are they going to be able to skate back and be okay? Because next year is going to be very trying. The schedule's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Schedule's ridiculous. There's a lot going on. The judgment's going to be through the roof. Like, God forbid if they come out and lay an
It
egg on in the first
so
game.
I definitely wish they won, but I think maybe this helps us in the long run because it
Like
exposed
fire in the belly, and just it
no,
exposed.
but
Yep,
exposed the
the
weaknesses they
weaknesses. Yep.
had. So, Robert can't be like, "Oh, we just won the Super Bowl. We don't need to spend any money." It's like, we kinda lucked out getting to the
Yep.
Super Bowl because of how the path went.
Hmm.
It is what it is. There was no Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson.
Right.
There,
They'll all
we
be
played
available
we
next year.
played
Yes.
Denver with Stidham, that it's so it was an easy path. There's
Yep.
and the NFC West was a lot better. And I
Mm.
guess they came out with ESPN came out with the power ranking post Super Bowl, and the Patriots were ranked 3rd. They had Seahawks, Rams, Patriots, and I'm
Mm.
100% fine with that. I think that's probably
If I'm being honest with the vitriol around the game and the way the country felt as opposed to our little corner of the country, I'm surprised the power rankings were not further down.
well, I still think they're I mean, what a yeah, possibly, yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it
I don't
the
know. I'm
A
just
the NFC was a much better conference than the AFC by far, as far as
mm,
the teams that made the playoffs. So, I just in I guess very like, I haven't listened to much. I don't wanna it's like I'm hoping it's over after a week and I can start listening again because
yeah.
right now there's no hockey. That I doubt they're gonna be talking about Olympic hockey much on the
Right.
on the radio
Right.
waves.
Right. Right.
Uh, so it's basically Celtics post Super Bowl. They're not really gonna start talking spring training. They report this
Yep.
weekend.
Yep.
Their first game against Northeastern is next Friday.
Mm.
So, just I don't wanna
I love that
I
though. I
wanna
love that
look
that's
forward.
coming. Yeah,
I
I
wanna
love that
look
that's coming.
forward.
Thank God.
That's
Thank
why,
God the Red Sox have.
I have this on because of
You're
I've
ready for
turned the
baseball.
page. I had my Red Sox stuff on Monday. I'm like, it's fine. We lost. It's no need to dwell on it. It let's move forward. Let's start thinking
We're
about the
still
next
wildly spoiled.
yeah.
The fact that we came
So
out of the
I'm
ashes because it's
I'm
gonna be
ready.
it's good. Yeah.
This is my Paul Skeens shirt
Oh boy.
because I am
You're
so
hoping that
looking
you run into Livy
forward.
Dunn and she gets confused?
Well, yeah,
There's that. Yeah, there's that.
but I cannot wait for the World Baseball Classic. I think I know that the US team is stacked,
Yeah.
and I think after losing to Japan the last time with not a stellar lineup, they didn't
Mm.
have all their guns that time. I think the real good US players are like, "You know what? This is our game. We're winning it this time." So their team is so stacked. I just hope no injuries happen and, they're, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be
When does that
awesome.
start? Is it all on ESPN?
I think it's, probably, like, mid-March it starts.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
Right.
that's what
Ready
I'm
for
looking for.
next.
I'm ready for baseball. I'm ready for the weather to change around here. This has been the worst winter I can ever remember. Like, do you ever remember a winter that's been this
This
cold for
cold.
this
This
long?
cold. No. I do I mean revisionist history, obviously. Like I could say, yeah, there was one fight. Like I
Yeah,
no.
yeah, it's like, I don't
It's
remember
pretty
it being
cold.
this cold. Like,
Yeah.
I remember winters where we had a lot of snow, like
Mhm.
snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm, and, oh, hello,
Well,
Maggie.
we've got some coming tonight. I
Yeah,
The fact that you just said that, I
okay.
realized up here we're supposed to Stratford is on the border of where it's supposed to be. But yeah, it has been
Yeah, we're
brutally cold.
like
Brutally
like
cold.
2 to 4. Yeah, that's what like, it's crazy when 20 degrees feels warm. It's,
That is for
just
sure.
like, "Oh, this is what it's like to live in Canada? No, thanks."
Yeah, we're gonna warm up. It's gonna be so balmy. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna
No,
be 30s to 40s for the next 2 weeks, and it's gonna feel like spring.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have guys out there in shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
4,000%. Yeah, snow starts at 59% here in Portsmouth at 6. So by the time I'm leaving, and then it hangs pretty good until like 2 in the morning. But yeah, it's just been interesting because it's been off again, on again, and it's just like there's gonna be a storm every 3 days. But the
Yeah.
cold is incredible. It's brutally cold out. Not that I can complain because I'm sitting here in temperature control, thank God.
I had a fire 2 Saturdays ago at 4:00, 5 in the morning. It was -4 out. Coldest fire I'll probably ever
Ever do.
be at. Yep.
Yes.
And I was
You
outside on top of the truck the whole time.
Oh
2
my
hours
God.
out in the,
Brutal.
-4.
That is
Yeah.
brutal. Unreal. Back to baseball. The Durbin kid. Did I get his name right? Yes.
So, I got mixed reports because I think I said this before, Danielle Scafidi,
Yep.
Joey and Leslie's daughter,
Yep.
her fiancé worked for the Phillies organization. He does
Mhm.
all the stats and analytics and stuff like that. He actually
Mhm.
played against this kid in
Mhm.
D3 college. He's a smaller kid, so he might be, maybe he's a Pedroia type, but
Mhm.
he's a little undersized, but he was in the finalist for rookie of the year last year. He was
Hmm.
in the um like top 5 for that. It I mean, we didn't give up much for him. So we gave him junk for him, so I'm not you would think if the Brewers really thought a lot of him, that they would have wanted more
Mhm.
for him.
Mhm.
But so I was just looking projected lineup for the Sox as of right now with the team they had. Oh, of course, I had to lose it. So it was they had Durbin playing third,
Mhm.
Meyer playing second, Contreras first base, uh, Duran, Anthony. I mean, it's last year's lineup minus Bregman.
Yep.
Add in Contreras for Bregman, and now you have, hopefully Durbin instead
Mhm.
of rotating. So Meyer and Durbin at second and third instead of rotating. Romy Gonzalez and
Right.
David Hamilton and all them at second
Yep.
base and
Yep.
first base. So I think we'll have a solid starting 9 on the field. You know, I think they'll rotate like Yoshida. The outfielders will rotate through DH. They'll
Mhm.
give Yoshida a day off against lefties probably and have.
Yep.
Um, but I'm not excited for our lineup. I am excited for our pitching. Our pitching staff. There's been a lot of national people saying that the Red Sox probably have the best starting 5 in baseball. So we have
Interesting.
that going for us. So we have a good,
Hmm.
when it was Sonny Gray as your second, I was like, but then when they
Yeah.
got Suarez and pushed him to third, and that's a pretty solid. Now they're
Mm.
showing Cutter Crawford in the bullpen. He's going to be in the bullpen.
Okay.
Um, and we'll see what happens in spring training. They right now they don't have Tolley as part of any either in the bullpen or in the starting 5.
So they sent him back down?
That's what it looks like on
Huh.
paper right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see him out of the bullpen right now. I would love to see
Yep.
him
Yep. That'd be
because,
great.
I mean, Chapman was unbelievable last year, but I'm not expecting him to be anything close to what he was. I mean, last year he was That was one of his best seasons he's ever had last
Ever.
year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at some point he's gonna start to burn down a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like, okay, uh, he can be good, but I mean, he was pretty much lights out until, like, the last 2 weeks of
Mm.
the season last year.
Mhm.
After I bought the shirt, then
Yeah,
he,
of course.
sucked,
Yes. Of
so
course. Yes.
which oh, speaking of bad omens,
Uh-oh.
my my cable box went out right before kickoff.
Your cable box. Is it a dark chocolate brown one, or is it that coffee colored
No,
one
no,
from
no, no, it's
1980?
not that old, no. So I had to watch it on streaming, and thank
Uh-oh.
God nothing happened there, but yeah, uh, streamed
What
the
did
whole Super Bowl.
did you watch it on Peacock?
No, Xfinity stream.
Oh, because you yes, if you have
Yeah,
Xfinity cable, you could just stream it
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was, I was like I didn't wanna text it out to people, but I didn't have a good feeling once that happened.
Oh, because the cable box died? Yeah.
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 It was
My
like
well,
so the over the last month, it's been going in and out, like, getting real pixely and stuff, and would keep going out and saying it was having trouble connecting to the internet, so it's like, restart your box, take the cables out, put them back on, all that stuff,
yep.
reboot it,
Yep. Yep.
and thinking it's just the line coming in, but I'm like, "Why would it be the line coming in?" Like, it's the same line, like, I haven't done anything to it to make it so,
Mhm.
um, it started getting real pixely right before kickoff, so I'm like, "Oh,
Hmm.
I'm gonna before this thing locks up on me, I'm gonna, do the reboot now." Reboot, never came back.
Really?
Yep.
Crazy.
It's
My
like, "Are you kidding me?"
well, my brother-in-law, so, Ken of Stephanie and Ken reaches out to me and he's like, first question, because he and I were talking about at the holidays about doing, I was telling him at Christmas that I had Fidium coming the next day to do the install. So he's like, did you ever do Fidium? Yes. Do you like it? Yes. We're having that conversation. He goes, I'm going to do it in the next couple of weeks. He goes, hey, I just switched from, he had Fubo. Fubo is in the middle of a fight right now with NBC Universal. So he wasn't going to have the Olympics or the Super Bowl. And I said, and he goes, so I went to Hulu Live TV. I said, okay. I said, well, I can tell you what's going on there. He's like, I said, so Fubo, I always get their name wrong. Fubo TV just got acquired by Hulu TV. So they're conglomerating. So Hulu's not going to be like, okay, let's renegotiate a carriage deal for Fubo when they're
Yeah,
going to kill
yeah,
it. Right. So he's like, oh, that makes sense. So he just got it, but I couldn't imagine like who, not that people wouldn't do that, but like I feel like every distributor has a carriage dispute at some point. Like two
yeah,
summers ago, it was DirecTV fought with ESPN. Then this past
yeah.
summer, it was Hulu TV. I can't imagine if you couldn't watch the game. And there's a lot of people that don't care to watch the game, but because I made the mistake. We were talking about it, and I texted into the family. I'm like, well, 4K is available if you go on Peacock, or your provider might have 4K and all this kind of stuff. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. But yeah,
So
I've
I
been
am disappointed. I was gonna come in here and brag, but
okay.
Xfinity, they were out of the 4K boxes. So I almost came in and said, "Oh yeah, I got 4K now, a 4K box," but they were all out of them.
But if you're streaming straight to your TV and your TV's 4K,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Well, I won't be streaming. Now I got my new cable box, so I get
You got your new box, but you didn't get a 4K
yeah,
box.
right.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Cheryl has the same version of the box that you probably just lost. Like she needs to make an upgrade because
Well, they
she's got
pretty much gave me
Xfinity.
the same box. It looks exactly the same,
Okay, yeah,
but
she doesn't have a 4K box at her house either.
yeah.
Yep. Because I will more often than not, if like for example, and they were running the Super Bowl via NBC through DirecTV on one of the 4K channels, but I feel like it's just crispier through the app. So almost every sport thing that I watch, I will either go to Paramount Plus or CBS Sports app to watch anything on CBS. I'll do everything through the ESPN app as opposed to watch it through DirecTV, which people are just like, well, then why have DirecTV? I'm like, because DirecTV gives me access to all those apps.
Yeah.
Like you have to have the relationship with the provider. Not you have to, but like that's why I keep it. But yeah, it's crazy. Somebody factored in, somebody ran the numbers for last year, and every year it's going to get worse because the prices are going to keep going up. Like, how much is it going to cost you to watch NFL football? Because you have to have all the things. Like you have to have you have to have Netflix because Christmas Day, and it's unbelievable. All I think about, joking about the coffee colored cable box, is my dad screaming in the summer of '81, "I can't believe I'm going to pay $30 for television."
Yeah.
He was so upset. And it's like, if he only knew. Like
I know.
my DirecTV is $199.
Oh, I'm like 300 from.
Well, but wait a minute. Your Xfinity, do you have home phone?
No.
So internet though.
Internet, yeah. Internet and
your cable. Okay. Yeah. So DirecTV is just my. So equally
200 for that. What's your cable? I mean your Wi-Fi.
My Fidium is $70 a month, so I'm $270 for internet.
You're close to.
But then you start to stack on all the other things.
Yeah.
Which we're not going to do that because I want to sleep tonight. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. But thank God we got to watch in 4K as we couldn't.
Actually, I think I ended up saving, because the last time I went there, I got rid of my satellite box. So I call them satellite, but so extra Comcast boxes, but they're like little pucks basically.
Yeah.
So I got rid of them all, and I just used my Apple TV to stream Xfinity. And like it always seemed like every time I was at the fire station, Steph would try to watch the TV in the back room. She had to re-log in, and it's like, so she wanted another small box back here. So I got to pay. It was like $14.99 for a new box for that a month. But I was paying for Peacock, but with the new deal they have, Peacock is free, and also your first box is free now. So I'm only paying for one box. Before I was paying, $10 for every box. So I ended up saving, I think, $10 probably.
It's such a racket. It's fascinating.
But I was like, oh, I haven't had it. I watched the whole game without any issues streaming. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be pretty. Maybe there's a chance, but it's still the flipping back and forth. Until they have it where I can hit a back button and go right back to, or so on Xfinity.
Button. I got you. Yeah.
On Xfinity, if I hit the back button, it brings up the last 6 channels I was on.
Okay.
So if I'm watching, 3 different sporting events, I can I put back and I can go back to, like, I don't have to search for it every time. So until still the convenience I'm paying for.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. Because truth be told, when you get on with DirecTV Stream, I'm just using on the app, I should say on the remote for my TV, because you can get like an Osprey box and have like a DirecTV box, but that's not what I want to do. I don't want to deal with any of that. So yeah, I'm just clicking to the right to go through my channels. But if I go back to my home page, all the stuff that I was watching is there. And then then when I go, and then if I pick like a sporting event, it'll bring up all my sports. So I will see Red Sox, Celtics, like everything that's happening, their next game, what channel it's on, all that kind of stuff. I was going to say to you, I got home last night and I said to Janine, I said, oh my God, I got to breathe into another paper bag tonight, because last night was the bean pot, but it went well. Baby Jesus smiled upon Boston College.
Well,
so we had what?
Isn't that? No.
We beat BU 6-2.
Hear me out. It's
Okay.
so what is and Hagen's got the MVP of the tournament or whatever they
Yes,
call
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
Um, no, but I believe last year you told me that whoever wins the Beanpot has never won the national championship.
No, ma'am. When we win the Bean Pot, I believe historically when Boston College wins the Bean Pot, not always. Let me back up. Let me reverse engineer this. In years in which we've won the national title, we historically have also won Hockey East, and prior to that, we usually win the Bean Pot. So this is a positive
Okay,
barometer. This
okay,
is a
so
positive
all
barometer for
right.
us. Yes, it's usually
I
a three-step process.
misheard it.
We
I
haven't
thought it
won the Bean
was
Pot since 2016, which
really?
affectionately it is called. We at least people at BC call it the BU Invitational. I mean, it's just they own it. But
Actually,
it was
they
pretty
haven't
cool.
even
They
been
brought out
winning.
Jack
It's
Parker
been
from BU,
didn't
and they brought out Jerry York.
Northeastern win it last year?
Probably it's been Northeastern and BU for like we
Yeah.
haven't won it. This is the first time in 10 years we've won it.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a
So
good sign.
I thought it was they hadn't won it. Okay, so
No,
it's a
no,
good thing. Okay.
it is a
Yeah.
good sign. Unlike getting the MVP in the NFL, that screws you usually in
And
the Super
Hagen's,
Bowl.
I guess, is looking pretty good. So, win the national championship and then
I
boom,
was
come up and
I
play with the Bruins.
So of course the game is just about done, and Aiden FaceTimes us and we're talking, and I said, "Here's the thing, I don't want to see these kids leave, but if something magical happens at Chestnut
Yep.
Hill, you immediately probably have Dean Letourneau and James Hagens going right down the street
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
time for the playoffs, which is dastardly because those two on the same line." And yes, it's faster in the NHL, blah, blah, blah. Dean Letourneau is 6'7" barefoot. He's going to be like another Chara. It's going to be fantastic. I mean, he doesn't play defense, but anyway, it's so excited, so excited. And
Nice.
then I'm going to be off on this, but I feel like we have 3 other kids. There's 5 Bruins on
Yeah, I think
BC
there's
right now.
5 total. I believe
Yeah,
so. I believe you're right. Yeah.
Oscar Jelvik is another one. Yeah, so it's just fun, and it was really cool last night. And I'm sure it's not lost on them that they're in that building, and they're like, okay. I'll be back.
Yeah. Yep.
That would be magical. And
Yeah.
the absolute stroke of luck that James Hagens fell to the 7th pick,
I
and that
know.
nobody in the country thought he was worthy of being.
Yep.
It's just absolutely amazing. And then to get Dean Letourneau, just unbelievable. So super excited about that. So if you're annoyed, anybody that's listening, that one person that we're talking about BC hockey, it's relatable. It's going to be a good thing in the future. So that was cool. I'm sort of on an island with that. Nobody at the office really cares because everybody here went to UNH and UMaine. But
Yeah. They're like, what the hell's the
no,
bean pot, right?
nobody cares. Nobody cares what the bean pot is. Yeah. Brought to you by Duncan, of course.
Yeah.
Commercials. I want to talk real quick, and then of course we're going to talk about our dear friend.
You said Duncan, so that reminded me of that commercial.
4,000%. I didn't pay a ton of it. I don't want to talk to you about the halftime show too. I didn't over focus on the commercials. That you can't avoid it, and we sat there and watched all of them. As a real estate person, I thought, which annoys me to say this out loud, the Redfin Rocket Mortgage commercial was fantastic. It was "Won't You Be My Neighbor." That was really well done.
Yeah.
That was really well done. That makes me so annoyed that we're a profit sharing company because Gary would never spend $3 million for 30 seconds. It annoyed me that Rocket Mortgage, who's the #1 mortgage company in the country, and they're scoundrels. There, I said it. It annoys me that they ran that ad. The Duncan was absolute chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And people are like, they weren't all in the same place. That was AI. Who, I'm going to drop a French word in here. It'll be on the quiz. Who fucking cares? That was just brilliant. And yes, it probably would
It was AI? You mean Ted Danza doesn't look like he's 40 years old?
Let me say this. I'm going to go here on this. I think you probably had some of them in the room.
Oh yeah,
I think you had some of them in the room.
Yeah.
And yes, obviously everybody got dolled up to get them to where they are. It would have been, somebody said this and they're not wrong. It would have been funnier if they had everyone at age. Because old people hang out at Dunkin' Donuts. Like the old school Dunkin' Donuts. When you and I went in on Chelmsford Street.
Oh yeah.
They were all sitting at the bar, right?
Yeah.
with their
Yep.
coffee
Their
in an actual
Navy
mug.
hats and Vietnam
Yes,
hats on, and yep.
yes. So if they did it at age, that would have been brilliant too. I thought it was so well done. And then, can you imagine being Tom Brady? Let's just sit with that for a moment, because if you saw Alex Earl the other night, can you imagine being Tom Brady? But the fact that his agent calls him, if it's still Don Yee, and I'm sure it is, unless he has somebody else for his entertainment stuff, his agent calls and says, Duncan wants you back, because he was in last year's, right? Dunk Kings, right? Playing the keyboard. His agent
I
calls
have
and says,
I bet
Dunk,
it's Ben Affleck calling him personally.
yes. And the fact that he gets that phone call and Ben's probably like, listen, bro, it's at the
Yeah,
end. It's going to be a theme about Goodwill Hunting. Jennifer Aniston's going to be your girlfriend and she's going to talk about you nuts.
yeah, yeah.
Like every guy in America is like, where do I sign? I have my sharp crayon ready. It was so goofy and so good. And the
Oh,
fact
yeah, I lo
that,
I'm sure everyone well, not everyone, but most people in these parts probably loved it, but
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure the
nobody in the
rest
rest
of
of the country,
America probably
nobody in the rest
hated
of the
it. Yeah,
country enjoyed it the way we did.
yeah.
Absolutely not. But like,
My f I have 2
fantastic.
favorites.
Okay.
Uh, the I'm gonna say who it was and see if you remember what it was. The Liquid IV commercial,
I missed it, I guess, or I don't remember.
singing toilets.
No,
Oh,
I must have missed it.
so I forget what song they were singing, but the they just keep showing toilets like this, right, doing
Yeah,
this and singing the song. Why can't I remember the song? But the whole they go through, like, different bathrooms and different toilets, and then one part, there's, like, a whole row of urinals and this and that, and then at the end, it says, "Check your pee," and then it shows Liquid IV.
yep, yep.
That was good. And my favorite, which may or may not have got a tear out of my eye, was the
Lays.
Budweiser
Oh, Budweiser with the eagle.
with the eagle. That
Yes.
was phenomenal.
Yep.
I when it first happened, when it started with the little baby bird, I'm like, "This would be pretty cool if it's an eagle," and sure enough, I'm like, "Wow, that was awesome." I like that America pride right there.
Yeah.
That was
It was
awesome.
it was really well done. Yeah,
Yeah.
that the Won't You Be My Neighbor, that was a good one. Um and there was
It's like there's so many of them. It's hard to remember them all. You kinda have to go back and, like, usually on YouTube, they'll have a reel with all of them
yes,
on there.
of all of them on there, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. Talk to me about halftime. I mean, let's start with this. Are you a Bad Bunny fan?
I did not watch.
Okay.
And
So,
it has nothing to do like, I no, I'm not a fan of his music. I don't listen to like, I hear it all the time, but, like,
sure.
we have a lotta, um, Hispanics that work at AAA work trucks. You walk through
Mhm.
the shop, I hear it all the
Mhm.
time. I don't
Yep.
like, the beats and stuff I kinda like, but, like, I
Sure.
don't know what he's saying.
Yep.
It's no, I'm not racist because I didn't watch Bad Bunny. I didn't wanna watch it because I not knowing what he's singing about. You can s I saw some clips of like, it looked like a decent show, but I don't
It
know
was
what
really well
anything
done.
is,
Yeah, it was
I
really well
don't know
done.
what's going on, so
Yeah, I'm
I
not
I am one, I f I flipped over, I'm people are gonna call me a racist because I flipped over, no, it's because I wanted to listen to stuff that I could understand, that's the only
Mhm.
reason why.
Mhm.
Had nothing to do with because he's Puerto Rican or because any of that.
Yep.
Nothing to do
I
with that. It's because
so
I just wanted to enjoy and
we
I
watched
kinda liked that there was a choice, like, everyone should like, every year, the show either people love it or hate it. There's very,
yeah, it's
very few
always
that are in the
polarizing.
middle. It's
Always
either love or
polarizing.
hate. It's like, why not have a choice at halftime to go and if there's something that that you like? Because usually, I think we're in the minority. We like youthful music of now,
Yes.
like, when
Yes.
The Weekend was on, I loved The Weekend, but there's a lot of people our age group that hated it,
Yep.
but I thought that year was really good, so, um it's hard to get you have millions and millions of people, all different age groups, all different backgrounds, ethnicities. You're not gonna make everyone happy.
Oh,
And
no. Well,
to have an alternative that, "Hey, during the halftime, you can go watch this on this channel." Like, I wish another channel would step up and actually put it on TV and be like, "Hey, we're gonna have a if you wanna watch Metallica instead of
mhm,
watching Bad Bunny," or whatever,
mhm,
that, um, I I just think it was nice to have a choice. Like, I would've if there wasn't a choice, it would have been on my TV, and it actually so because originally I would have just watched it on my iPad,
mhm,
the, Kid Rock one,
mhm.
but because I was streaming on my Apple TV, I could
Right.
flip over to YouTube on my Apple TV, so I did
Yep.
officially flip over, but I was just planning on watching it on my iPad. I wasn't gonna put it on my TV, but it just happened that I could easily, so that's why I did it.
So musically, Janina, when she's listening to Sirius XM, she will listen to Pitbull Radio. So she's a fan. Not necessarily a Bad Bunny, but she would usually roll with that. And the performance came on. Now I thought from a production standpoint and theatrically, I thought it was fantastic. I too took 2 years in high school, 2 years in college. Can't speak fluent Spanish, so I was on the confused bus as well. But I thought the performance was good. I thought the theatrics were good. The production was all really cool. But at the same point, I also don't think he was given a healthy chance because it was politicized as soon as he was announced, and it
Yeah.
just and it was never given a chance. Also, while I have a chance to browbeat somebody that I can't stand, I used to like him. I can't stand him anymore because his wife is talentless. Wait for it. Um, the fact that Jay Z's in charge of the halftime show, I think it's always going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
like him and Rock Nation. Apparently, I looked it up because I was talking to
Yeah,
somebody
how
about
long does
this.
he have this contract till?
So it's been renewed for an inordinate amount of time. They have not determined how long it is. He got it in 2019. It was supposed to be a 5-year run through 2023. And they signed a new deal, but nobody knows how long the new deal is. I think there's been good shows in there. I would like to see it. And I know this is going to blow people's mind. The show in the last handful of years that annoyed me the most was Snoop Dogg and Dre. Everyone loved that one, and I thought it
Yeah.
was horrible. And I think a big piece of me that was so annoyed by it is everybody, Billy, that we went to high school with was like throwing up gang signs on MySpace because that's the only place they have an account. And they're like, "Oh my god, this is my music." And I was just like, that. I thought that halftime show was trash. Like recently, the
I
one that I
liked it.
enjoyed the most was Rihanna. Recently, that's the one I've enjoyed the
I don't
most.
really have one that I have hated.
And
Like,
Prince is all
I
time. That was it. Done.
yeah, yeah, that one,
Everybody can
they
stop
would
after that. Prince
yeah.
crushed it.
But what happened to just having like, he just had a performance. Like, roll a stage out there, have a performance in the middle of the
Mhm,
field
mhm,
on a stage. Like,
mhm.
what happened to that? Why is it gonna be such a it's almost like Broadway. They're having a Broadway musical at halftime every year now, and it's like,
Call Jay-Z. He's in
can we
charge.
just have the performance of the like we go to a concert to see the performance of the act, not the yeah, although my son could probably say that, he's seen, the Creator a few times, and
Yes,
he
Aiden
loves,
loves
like,
Tyler, the
he
Creator.
puts
Yes,
he puts a lot into his shows,
yes,
and it's
yep,
it's more on that end, but
yep.
I think just have a good show, have them
What
actually singing, no lip syncing.
one of the most interesting things is when the season gets started, we find out right away. It's always before opening weekend, we're gonna find out who has this Super Bowl. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting what direction they go in this year
and
because it's
so
it's
and actually so
fascinating how people get
I
so fired up.
am a Bad Bunny fan, not of his music, but he's been in a WrestleMania. He's been on WWE, so I like it's I he's got in the ring and he's shown it. I like he's done a good job there. I don't dislike him. Just I don't speak Spanish. I don't
What
understand it. I can't
what
like
I think the country needs to understand, which is fascinating, is his popularity in Puerto Rico and a lot of Latin America
oh, yeah, yeah.
equals
He
or
won the
equals or
Grammy for best
exceeds Taylor
album.
Swift. Yeah. Like he's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
male
No,
Taylor
I
Swift in South
understand,
America.
and that's like, someone had said that they're trying to get international.
Sure.
They wanna like, there's gonna be I think there's gonna every in the short future, every team is gonna play an international game.
I think they were aiming for
Is
next year.
well, I think there's 8 games next year, but I
Okay.
think there would have to
32
be
in a couple years.
16. Yeah,
Yeah,
so there'd
16.
be
Sorry,
16
16. Yeah.
weeks 16 weeks or 16, games
Yes.
internationally, and every team will play in one.
Yep. Coming to a
That's what
theater near
they're
us.
trying to grow. They're trying to do what the NBA's been able to do. But the NBA did it without having to go this far. Like,
The Super Bowl is
international
going to be
people
overseas
like
soon
yeah.
in the next 5 years.
Uh, I'm I'm calling it right here.
Mhm.
The first out of United States Super Bowl is gonna be in Saudi Arabia
Okay.
because they paid for the live. They
Abu
just
Dhabi.
had
Yep.
they
Yep.
just had Royal Rumble there. They
Mhm.
paid to have Royal Rumble there. They've had UFC there. They're willing to pay. They're gonna pay the NFL to have a Super Bowl there.
4,000%.
Yep.
And they will print money because the whole world will go because
Yep.
Abu Dhabi's beautiful.
Yep. So
Beautiful.
that's where the first internet that's in my mind, the first international Super Bowl will be Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. All right. I'm gonna look up and see if I can find a list because we don't do any research in real time. Um, they have to. I mean, they've already got it projected out, but they could always. I was saying Abu Dhabi. It's Riyadh. Don't mind me. Um,
Well, it could
but
be either place. They've had
yeah,
them in both places.
yeah.
But
Um,
the Royal Rumble, actually, the Royal Rumble, I think, was in Riyadh,
oh,
and
right, right, right.
not many fans in the stands.
Hmm.
Which this is one of their. This is the number one is WrestleMania. SummerSlam is probably number two, and then Royal Rumble is their third biggest pay per view.
So next year,
Vegas, right? Next year.
it's on Valentine's Day. Uh, oh
Really
wow.
got bumped out another week.
Next year's Valentine's Day, and that's at SoFi. 2028 Atlanta, 2029 Vegas.
That's it. So 2030, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Riyadh. Yep. Interessante. All right. Next week, I believe it's Scotty and I hanging out, and we're doing that on Tuesday. You are off.
Yes,
And
I'll.
then
So
and
I
then
have
I'm off.
a truck club meeting.
Oh,
I might try to peek in from there if I
all
remember to
right.
bring my
All right.
headphones. I'll try to jump on
Yes.
before I have to go inside.
Live next Tuesday. For Rubbish Shoes and myself, we would love for you to share and comment and like and subscribe. You can do that at atbshow.com. We're brought to you by our dear friends, Joe and Leslie, and everybody over at AAA Work Trucks. Have a great week. Enjoy the snow that's coming. And as Drake May would say, go Pats.